We welcome you to another live edition of the Sports Box, brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And by our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and check them out at www.crowdplayapp.com for details. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cage My IQ. I'm your host, D-Bake. Tonight, I'm bringing you a special edition where we are now covering Bellator now that they're returning from the pandemic. They've been away for a few months. So this is going to be a nice little short prediction segment by me where I'm going to predict Bellator 255 with their predictions headlined by Pitbull Freire versus Sanchez, which is going to be a great matchup in itself, where they had an epic war, which saw Pitbull get a split decision win over Sanchez. But the first fight on the main card that we'll be previewing very quickly is a matchup between Alejandra Lara facing Kana Watanabe, which sees Lara going in and Watanabe coming in at 9-0-1. The interesting thing about this matchup is Lara is coming in on her first fight in a year because of the pandemic, and her only two losses in Bellator are to the champion Velasquez and the challenger that she had before, which she almost had a good matchup where she had a split decision loss in one of those matches. So she's looking to come back in and gain some ground and get that title shot again. And I see her picking up this victory over Watanabe, even though she hasn't lost before, just because of the pedigree and the fights she's had. She's going to be more the striker over Watanabe, who is she's not really great at too much, but she is pretty decent at all aspects. But Lara has the pedigree, like I said. I'm going to give it to her by split decision, by unanimous decision over Watanabe. I just think that she has more in the tank, being 6 years younger at 26 to Watanabe's 32, and having that really good experience against top talent right now. But moving on from that, I'm going to the second matchup of the evening, which is going to be a really good one, a lightweight bout between Usman Nurmagomedov versus Mike Hammer. As you see in the last name, Usman is related to Habib. Hard to say the last name, but he's coming in with a perfect 11-0 record, and then he's going to be facing Mike Hammer, who is 7-4. But is 0-2 in Bellator. I think this is a bad matchup for Mike Hammer. So all things point to Usman getting the dominant victory. If you're going to put money on a matchup on this card, this is one of the ones to do. I have a picture of Mike Hammer right now on the screen, but that's just because he's going to walk out and then walk back to the back and luckily be cut, because he's gonna be dominated by Habib's buddy Usman, who's gonna have a nice premiere in Bellator, and you could see him as a future champion here with how those Sambo wrestlers are. So I got Usman winning by first round knockout. He's going to be too much. He's going to get him to the ground and then just ground and pound to victory. So go with Usman in this one. In the third matchup of the evening, we got Tyrell Fortune going up against Jack May. And this is a matchup where Tyrell Fortune was supposed to face Matt Mitrione in a really good heavyweight matchup, as everyone knows Matt Mitrione and what he is. And then Tyrell Fortune is coming in at 9-1, looking to further his case to get to the top of the heavyweight division. But Matt Mitrione was forced to out of this competition, and he was replaced with 9-3 Jack May. Jack May comes in. He needs to do something. He's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. He needs that signature win to keep pace with all these heavyweights and to keep his spot on the roster. But I just think Tyrell Fortune is going to be too much for him. He's an explosive guy. I thought he was going to beat Matt Mitrione because Matt Mitrione's going on the downside. He has a glass chin now. And I feel like Tyrell Fortune's going to win this by first round knockout very easily. He's going to move in, and then he's going to expect to get the Matt Mitrione matchup right after this because it was supposed to be on this. He's going to have Mitrione get healthy, and then he's going to go and get that matchup. So I got Tyrell Fortune moving to 10-1 with the first round knockout over Jack May. Moving on to the co-main event of this evening, we got a nice welterweight matchup between Nyman Gracie jiu-jitsu and grappling. And Nyman's coming in at 10-1, and he is 6 foot, 176 pounds. And then he's going up, of course, against Jason Jackson. He's 13-4. 6'1" height and 170 pounds. The thing with this matchup, this is going to be one of the most intriguing matchups of this fight card, where Gracie's really dominant in the clinch. All but one of his victories are by submission, and then the one lone non-submission victory was by decision. Jason Jackson's coming in. He's won 4 by knockout, I think 3 by decision, and then 3 or 4 by submission. So he's done a little bit more than just knock guys out. He can beat you by any way possible. Right now, I think the big picture would be to go with Nyman Gracie by submission, but I'm going to go with Jason Jackson by knockout. I fear Gracie's going to make a mistake. It's prone to happen. He's going to go for a takedown, or he's going to go for a submission. He's going to mess up. I think Jason Jackson's going to capitalize. So I got Jason Jackson by second round knockout and pulling off the slight upset. They're kind of even with the line, but I'm leaning towards Jason Jackson with the second round knockout. That leaves us with the main event of the evening, which is going to be a rematch between Patricio Pitbull Freire versus Emmanuel Sanchez which is going to be the FWGP title semifinal. The winner will get to face AJ McKee in the finals. They've asked AJ McKee who he would prefer to face in the finals, and he said he prefers to face Sanchez. So when he beats him, he can be first in line to move up to the lightweight division to get a title shot against Pitbull, because he holds 2 titles. In this matchup, which it pits the 31-4 Pitbull versus the 20-4 Sanchez, in our last matchup, Pitbull nearly won by split decision, 48-47. In the beginning of that matchup, Sanchez was able to get to an early lead, but then Pitbull was able to adjust and attack Sanchez, and it was 2-2 going into that fifth round, and Pitbull just destroyed him in the 5th round. Sanchez was able to withstand it, but got the close split decision loss. Since then, Sanchez has won 3 straight fights, and he's improved in all aspects of his game. But at the same time, Pitbull has won, I believe, 7 or 8 in a row, being a who's who in that division. He's beaten Michael Chandler, he's beaten Sanchez, he's beaten Henderson. I just think that even though it's going to be a close fight, how can you go against Pitbull in this matchup? He's one of the most dominant fighters that we don't talk about because he's in Bellator, just like Chandler moving up to UFC. Chandler was pretty dominant except for against Pitbull, and he moved up, and he's not getting the respect that he deserves right now because all of his fights were in Bellator. I just see Pitbull winning this. I'm going to go with the unanimous decision victory over Sanchez. I think he's going to probably win most of the rounds. He's going to be more aggressive. He knows what to expect from Sanchez. And I think Sanchez is going to get caught sleeping early. He's going to get him, and that's going to rock him and then affect him for the rest of the fight. So for this one, I got Pitbull by unanimous decision. So for the whole card, I got Lara winning. I got Usman winning. I got Fortune winning. I got Jackson winning. And then I got Pitbull winning. So take that to the bank. I think that's going to be the winning formula for this Friday for Bellator 255. Expect more of these breakdowns, small breakdowns from me or from any of my my buddies at Cage My IQ, because now we're going to cover Bellator and PFL along with UFC. So you can find us on all of our social media platforms. You can find us live on Cage My IQ every Monday at 8:30 on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. And then you can also find us every Thursday at noon. We will release a great preview for UFC fights, because on Mondays we do the recaps. But we're on Twitter at the handle at Cage IQ, Facebook at Cage My IQ SB, and on Instagram at Cage My IQ. So definitely give us a like, follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let us know what you think about all of our videos. We're thankful for everybody that tunes in. But let me know what your picks are for Bellator 255. Let me know in the comments section below on YouTube, and then I'll get back to you and then let you know what I think of your picks. But I'm your host, D-Bake. This is Cage My IQ's Bellator 255 prediction thing. But have a good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching this episode of Cage My IQ on the Sports Box. Please remember to follow us on all of our social media outlets. On Facebook at Sportsbox Show, Twitter at Sportsbox Show, Instagram at The Sportsbox Show. Find us on YouTube and join Outside the Box, our Facebook sports discussion group. The Sports Box is brought to you by our sponsor, Showcase Sports in Hamilton. Showcase Sports for the elite athlete. And also our friends over at CrowdPlay. Download the free CrowdPlay app today and use promo code THEBOX at sign up for 10 free points. Thank you for joining us.